Thank you so much for joining our show. Just want to ask you, sir, for Sahi companies, how big is the announcement?
Thank you for inviting me, Anurag. Uh, it is an important step. It's a very important step that the government has taken. The premium in health insurance will come down substantially. Of course, when we are talking about the premium, I'm referring to the gross premium because of the GST relief. The insurance companies are most likely going to pass this entire benefit to the customer as indicated. It is important because IRDAI, the regulator, has stated objective and a part of our goal, health insurance for all by 2047, depends a lot on this affordability factor. Now, if you really want to improve penetration of health insurance in our country, which is it's a very important instrument if you look at for our growth, overall economic growth as a nation as well, then affordability is something that is very, very important. And 18% GST for many segments was a deterrent to come into the insurance pool. We know even today, every year, there is a sizable population of 50, 60 million Indians falling below poverty line because of catastrophic health events, right? And that way, more the penetration of health insurance, we can prevent poverty, we can ensure that people have economic gain, and it adds to Indian GDP growth as well. So from all aspects, this is a very important step, will improve affordability and definitively go a long way in improving penetration of health insurance in India. The overall impact in long run, as you also earlier mentioned, is a trade-off between the removal of ITC side by side with GST exemption as well.
Will ask a question on ITC, but we have another live caller. Ashok. Ashok, you are calling from which city?
City to in Telangana in Hyderabad, sir.
Okay, please ask your question.
हमारा मैं तो 10 लाख का निवाबू पर इंश्योरेंस लिए साहब.
ओके.
2 साल एक साल रिन्यूअल हो गए. अभी ये साल तो रिन्यूअल हुए तो कितना लगता प्रीमियम अंदाजा?
ओके.
10 लाख का प्रीमियम लिया मैं तो.
Okay, sir, he is telling about
family का इंडिविजुअल का नहीं है.
Okay, so family floater also, sir, relief will be there for the family floater plans also, Bhabatosh, sir?
Yes, as the Honorable Minister mentioned, the exemption is applicable on family floater on individual plans as well. Now, it's a difficult question for me to answer without knowing specifics, but what I would like to answer the caller, Mr. Ashok, is Mr. Ashok, treat it as a brilliant opportunity. You mentioned that you have a 10 lakh family coverage. I do not know how many people in your family are covered. But in today's world, and you live in Hyderabad, a fairly well-developed city from a healthcare standpoint, and healthcare inflation, overall quality of healthcare improving, healthcare cost going up, you might like to consider the substantial relief that you will get because of the tax to make the protection more adequate for your family. This is one thing I would also, through you, Anurag, tell customers of health insurance and potential customers of health insurance that a lot of times people would, depending on our budget, look for a coverage which may not have been adequate. In many cities in India, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, and even some cities in India, even 20 lakh could be inadequate for a family. Use this opportunity now, having improved affordability because of the exemption, to buy covers and product which gives you and your family members adequate protection.
Okay, sir. So we have another query from Deepak. He has written to us. He is saying that why companies not having the consulting doctor appointed in the places where cashless claims are not possible. Insurers then end up rejecting the claims. So, sir, what do you have to say on this?
What I would say is the industry, the regulator, and the councils have taken a lot of steps to improve cashless services in the country. Now, most of the insurance companies like ours have network in excess of 10,000, more than that, across the length and breadth of the country. But even if in rare situation where you do not have a hospital in near vicinity, there is a facility of cashless anywhere available. Even if a hospital setup is not in the network of your insurance company, you can avail this facility by giving advance intimation of couple of days earlier, so that your insurance company can get in touch with the hospital and try and make cashless facility available to you, even if that hospital is not in network. Consulting doctors, this is a different subject altogether. Most of the products in India are inpatient or hospitalization products. Of course, OPD covers are gaining traction now. But if you are referring to a hospitalization policy, a consulting doctor coverage may not be it's something that may not even be available under the policy coverage, right? Because these are largely hospitalization centric policies. But I would urge that go to a network hospital, cashless helps you. If you think that adequate network is not there and your choices hospital is not in the network of the insurer, avail the facility of cashless anywhere.
You can avail the facility of cashless anywhere. Ashwini, Ghai sir, because now for life insurance,
Yeah.
there will be no input tax credit, because for endowment plans, for term plans, for ULIP plans, for
Sure.
all plans, there will be no input tax credit, and whatever companies are spending on their office rent, for IT, for the GST on the commission and all. So according to your calculation, how much margins will be impacted, or to protect the margins, that minimum hike would be required?
I this question is right now the companies have not published any data, but from the publicly available data and looking at the data of past 3 to 4 years, I believe in a life insurance company the impact could be from 0.5% of the premium to about 1.5% of the premium. Reason being, in a life insurance company, most of the products were under about 4.5, 2.25 to 4.5 range of GST, not 18%.
Okay, okay.
But that is one reason.
Yes.
Second, I believe the hike may not be there for the customers for a simple reason that not only the GST has been exempted, the GST has been rationalized for inputs also. Certain inputs will get affected by that. So some trade-off will happen between the cost recovery will happen by lower GST on some inputs.
Okay.
But large part of inputs stay at a similar level as before.
Okay, large
Like
part of
large-
input. Okay, so we are life insurance. You've taken the endowment plans and ULIP
Yes,
plans where
yes.
rates are were not of 18%, but okay, we will take for term insurance.
Right.
So for term insurance, GST was of 18%.
Right.
Now there will be some repricing will happen.
Right.
So in term insurance, means how much repricing will happen?
See, I'm not an actuary or and I don't have access to data which I can granular data. But looking at the various financials of the various companies and the product mixes, what I can look at is about 1.5 to 2% is what the premium is what is going to get impacted in terms of price. Personally, I believe the life insurance companies will not raise the prices.
Okay, will
They
not raise.
will not raise the prices. They will try to make do with whatever is available resources within the given resources. Try to manage the cost within. That is my understanding of the situation.
Okay.
As on date.
But sir, okay, will not raise, will not increase the premium going ahead. You're saying in a near future. But those who are having a older policy like me, I have a term insurance which I bought in 2017.
Right.
Then for me, for next 30 years, there will be 18% complete relief for all those.
Absolutely, absolutely. If your next premium due, where the due date is 22nd September 2025 and onwards, no GST is chargeable.
Okay, so we have another live caller, Krishna Kumar. Krishna Kumar, You are calling from which city?
Hyderabad, sir.
Okay, ask your question.
Whether the GST 0% on health insurance policy premium for group insurance policy holders, like we have taken from the retired bank employees from National Insurance Company. So please let me get the clarification.
Okay, sir. Bhabatosh, sir.
We are still awaiting complete clarity. Current understanding is in individual plans, there is GST waiver. When we talk of group is not an easy subject, and group is not a homogeneous group. There are employee-employer group, there are non-employee employer group, and so on and so forth, for which we await a lot more clarifications and clarity, which we anticipate that we should get in a next few days time. But as far as large part of the group book is concerned, at least on the employer-employee side, my personal sense is that possibly that will not get any GST exemption waivers.
Okay. So we have another query sent to us on WhatsApp by Gautam Kumar Gangopadhyay. So he is writing in his query that we are having a following medical insurance since 2013: Heartbeat, First Family. Then they said a floater plan of Niva Bupa for himself, for his wife. Claim history, he has also mentioned that one surgery has happened. Then during Corona time, the knee replacement has happened. Sum assured, he has mentioned, is of 9 lakh rupees. Premium is 94,801. Now the above policy found very costly and non-productive. We tried to migrate to Niva Bupa Resure 2.0 but failed. Please advise about the existing policy according to their age and recommend a suitable plan, or because he's saying that being a retired person, I am not in a position to pay such a high premium. Sir, it's related to your company only. So what advice will you give to your customer or to policy holder who's your policy holder from last 12-13 years?
First thing I would say is that you made the right decision to start with. As I saw on the details, Anurag, there have been 3 claims for COVID, for pituitary gland, some surgery, and that must be a complex surgery because it's a part in the brain. And then also, there is a knee replacement, which again is a fairly expensive surgery. So hopefully this insurance protected you against lot of healthcare expenditure in the past. Coming to your desire to migrate to a different plan, without the details, it's very difficult for me to recommend any plan. But one good news, sir, is your premium is now with GST exemption is going to come down substantially. With the relief that is announced by the government on GST, I'm pretty confident that this premium itself will become a lot more affordable than and lot more lower than at the level that you are seeing. Without absolute details of age, condition, some I see some insured, etc. It's very difficult for me to recommend the right plan or guide you in terms of how to move to a different plan and how the norms will apply. But as far as GST is concerned, you have a good news that the premium is likely to come down substantially and it will be more affordable to you. And I believe that you believe in health insurance. It has come to your aid and helped you and your family during your times of need.
Okay, so query also mentioned that during the need. Okay, so now we'll dip into Prime Minister Narendra Modi is speaking. Let's listen in.
साथियों, आजकल महंगाई की दर भी बहुत निचले स्तर पर है, नियंत्रण में है, और यही तो प्रो पीपल गवर्नेंस है। जब जनहित और राष्ट्रहित में फैसले लिए जाते हैं तब देश आगे बढ़ता है, और इसलिए ही आज भारत की ग्रोथ करीब करीब 8% है। यानी दुनिया में हम सबसे तेज गति से ग्रो कर रहे हैं। ये 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का सामर्थ्य है, 140 करोड़ भारतीयों का संकल्प है। और मैं आज देशवासियों को फिर कहूंगा, भारत को आत्मनिर्भर बनाने के लिए रिफॉर्म्स का ये जो सिलसिला चलता रहेगा वो रुकने वाला नहीं है। साथियों, भारत के लिए आत्मनिर्भरता ये कोई नारा नहीं है। इस दिशा में ठोस प्रयास हो रहे हैं। मेरी आप सभी से, देश के सभी शिक्षकों से भी अपेक्षा है कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत के महत्व का बीजारोपण, इस विचार की सीडिंग निरंतर हर विद्यार्थी में करते रहे। आप ही हैं जो बच्चों को बहुत सरलता से उनकी अपनी भाषा और बोली में भारत के आत्मनिर्भर होने के महत्व को समझा सकते हैं और आपकी बात वो मानता भी है। आप उन्हें बता सकते हैं कि दूसरों पर निर्भर रहने से देश कभी उतनी तेजी से आगे नहीं बढ़ सकता जितना उसका सामर्थ्य होता है। साथियों, भारत के आज के विद्यार्थियों और आने वाली पीढ़ियों में एक सवाल शुरू से ही प्रचारित और प्रसारित किए जाने की जरूरत है। ये हमारा कर्तव्य है जी। मैं चाहता हूं असेंबली में भी इसकी चर्चा हो। कभी कभी तो एक प्रयोग करके देखिए आप। कभी हमें पता ही नहीं होता है कि हमारे घर में विदेशी चीजें कैसे घुस गई है, पता ही नहीं है। इरादा नहीं है कि मुझे विदेशी चाहिए, नहीं, पता ही नहीं है। बच्चे परिवार में बैठ करके एक सूची बनाएं कि सुबह उठने से दूसरे दिन सुबह तक उपयोग में आने वाली कितनी चीजें विदेशी हैं। उसे पता ही नहीं है। हेयरपिन भी विदेशी आ गई है, कंघा भी विदेशी आ गया है, पता ही नहीं उसको। जागरूकता आएगी तो कहेगा अरे यार भाई, मेरे देश को क्या मिलेगा। और इसलिए मैं मानता हूं कि
So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is saying that reforms will continue going ahead. So, our caller Krishna Kumar is still with us. Krishna Kumar has called from Hyderabad. Sir, what is your another question?
Sir, whether for the group of policy holders, health insurance, whether we are eligible for the GST exemption, because so many of the people who are retired from the employment, they are taken these policies with the group policy by National Insurance or Unit India or anything. So this is costly, and if the benefit is not passed on to the retirees group, means the group policy, then so many of the senior citizens will lose the benefit of this benefit. So I think it is better that for the retirees group also, means the group policy holders, this tax zero GST tax benefit should be passed on. That is my only request, sir.
Bhabatosh sir.
Mr. Kumar, sir, I hear you. Currently, we do not exactly know. In broadly, what we know is applicability to individual retail, which includes family floater policies. And as I mentioned earlier, in group not being a homogeneous subject, where there are employer-employee, non-employer-employee, and other different kind of groups, we await clarity if at all exemption is applicable to any part of the group coverages. Currently, we are awaiting that clarity. We are not very clear on that subject. We should receive this clarity sooner than later.
Going ahead, there will be more clarity on GST reduction and the GST changes, and especially on the insurance, that from 18% to complete exemption on individual life insurance premium and health insurance. So we are running short of time. Thank you so much, Ashwani, Ghai sir, for coming to our studio. Thank you so much, Bhabatosh sir, for taking all the questions. And that's a wrap and on this week's Insurance Mantra, a landmark move by the government about the GST exemption on all individual life insurance and health insurance policy is set to make insurance more affordable and accessible for millions of Indians, from term plans to ULIP to family floater and senior citizens cover, and every policyholder now stand to benefit. The Finance Minister has assured that insurers must pass on this benefit directly to customer. So choose smart, stay protected. That's our insurance mantra. See you next week only on ET Now.